Here is the newest addition to my fleet of attachments. It is a King Kutter XB tiller. They are specifically made for subcompact tractors like mine. Max RPMs of 25, which mine is. Not at the PTO. I don't have 25 with PTO, but I do have 18 and a half or something like that. So I just took the crate stuff off of it, and now we're going to look at checking the gear oil in here and up here. Make sure our gear oil level is correct. It says it's supposed to ship with gear oil in it, but to check it, so we're going to check it. Here we go. Okay, so the instructions say to remove the breather cap up top, and then we'll take out this little plug here and verify that the oil level is at least that high. And if not, then we'll add. It also warns to not overfill it. So it should be this high. And it is not. So we'll add some. Now we're going to add some of this until it starts coming out of that hole. Apparently they didn't fill it with gear oil, because I'm putting in quite a bit here. Alright, it started to come out the hole, so we'll get that plug put back in here. Without losing it all. So in the owner's manual it said you could use 80 W90 or 85 W140. Make sure you get that plug put back in there, and then this is an air breather. It's supposed to be. You would think that if it were an air breather, maybe need to have a certain amount of pressure to lift that up. I'm not sure, but I couldn't just blow through it. So if you know if you should be able to just blow through these air breathers, let me know, and I will investigate that further. But until I know for sure from somebody that does know, we'll just reinstall it and assume that you need to have a certain amount of pressure in order to lift this little air breather up. Alright, so we got this gearbox filled up like it should be. Now we'll set up and do the one on the side. Okay, over on this side we have a breather again that we'll take out. And these are 13/16 in case anyone was wondering out there. 13/16 for the larger portion of that. Then down here is the 3/8 Allen, which I have a 3/8 one that will go in a socket. So I don't have any Allens that large. We'll pull this guy out, see if there's any gear oil here. It does say in the owner's manual to make sure you're on a level surface when you're doing this, which makes total sense. Okay, that one has gear oil right there. It started gooping out as soon as I opened it. So that's good to go. We'll tighten that one back up, put the breather back in. At least one of them had some in there. Then it says for sure that there is not grease in any of the fittings. It says it comes ungreased. So we will for sure be doing all the greasing here. Here is the grease zerk on this side. This PTO shaft does come with the slip clutch, which is nice. We'll have to break that in, but here's the grease zerk right there, and then over on this side, one right here, and then on this plastic sleeve, one there, and here. That's just to lubricate this plastic safety shield, because this stays stationary and the shaft spins underneath. So I'll just do those quick off camera. Okay, we have the PTO shaft all greased up. All 4 zerks on that. On this side, I don't think there is a grease zerk. I think that it just lubricates right from the oil bath here. I'll have to double check the owner's manual, but this one over here, I don't know if I put enough in that either. But I did put like, I don't know, 15, 20 pumps into it. So should be good, at least to get me out of the gate. So the next thing I have to do is hook this up to the back of my tractor and then see if this PTO shaft needs to be cut or not. It is nice that it comes with a PTO shaft, but all tractors are different, and they give you one long enough for some larger tractors, I assume, that are still 25 horse or below. There's a larger frame ones, and they would require a longer PTO shaft. So I'm guessing I will probably have to trim this. I've never done that before, so I'm a little leery about that, but the directions are fairly clear on what we need to do. But first thing I got to do is even see if this will work with my quick hitch, which I've heard that it doesn't, but it kind of all depends on the quick hitch. All the ones that I've heard about is the John Deere quick hitch that say that it doesn't fit that one, but we will know for sure here shortly when I get it backed up on here. But I think first thing I have to do is put the PTO shaft on this drive right here on that, and with the slip clutch side connecting right there, not on the tractor side, but right there on that gearbox. So we'll get set up and do that. Okay, so there's a spot here for a bolt to go, so I pull that bolt out and you slide it on there. And then once you get to that spot, you put the bolt back in, which I don't know if you can see this or not. I apologize if you cannot. But they sure have this shrouded up well enough. That's for certain. Too far. Okay, go right where that opening in the spline is. So it's kind of a feel thing. Oh, we're really close. There we go. Then there's a, I mean, I can barely see this, so I'm sorry you're not going to be able to see this. I'm looking through a little peek hole here. I'll see if I can get you a shot after I have this connected. Alright. Let's see if we can get this thing tightened up. Maybe. See if I can show you. I got this nice shield in the way. I think you can see it right there. Maybe. I know, this is high quality video making here, by golly. Alright, so we got the PTO shaft attached to the tractor. Now we just got to get the whole thing attached to the tractor. Well, as you can see here, and there, definitely will not work with the quick hitch, so we'll have to take the quick hitch off and hook it directly. Kind of figured we would. Okay, everybody, today we're going to do the last thing we need to do on this tiller to get it ready to till. In here, where our slip clutch is, we need to loosen all of those bolts that are, the nuts that are behind them bolts. We have to loosen all of those until they're no longer contacting the flange back here, and then run the tiller a little bit and get that to slip around. It is something that we need to do periodically in order to make sure that that slip clutch is working properly. So stick with us and we'll get that done. Okay, I think I got you guys set up in a manner in which you'll be able to watch as I do this. So these nuts are 11/16. So I'm just gonna go around and loosen these. I think I basically bring the nut to the end of the threads like that and turn it. So I have the PTO set for the mid-mount PTO only, so this will spin freely. If you have it set for the rear, then it will not spin freely. This tractor has 3 set points: the rear, the mid, and then both. I can feel that the head of the nut turning as I get it loose there. You get the idea. I'll probably speed it up here so you don't have to watch me struggle through all of these. Okay, there we go. So now all we gotta do, start up the tractor and hit the PTO on and off a few times, and that should make that slip instead of grip. So you guys should be able to see it there. I'll get her started. We'll do that. Maybe we'll run up the idle a little bit. I know what I forgot. Forgot to put a mark on it, on the flange, so I could tell if it was moving or not. Now I'll be able to tell if it's spinning or not. Doesn't appear to have moved at all. Oh. Apparently I need to loosen that some more. Put the PTO back in. Rear only, maybe. Come on, buddy. There we go. Or mid-mount only on the PTO. Didn't move on me at all, really. Maybe a smidge. But yeah, I didn't loosen these enough. All right, here we go. Slip in the clutch. Here we go. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but the tines aren't turning. I would say we definitely slipped the clutch there, so did what we needed to do. So the shaft was turning, the tines were not. So now we just need to go through and tighten them all up 1.5 turns. One and a half turns from where we are now. And they said that that should be a good starting point. The funny thing is we ended up almost exactly where we were before. All right, quarter, half, 3/4, 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Quarter, half, 3/4, 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. All right, there we go. First time I till, I'll have to make sure I have these wrenches with me, just in case she starts slipping on me. But that's what the manufacturer recommended, and that's what we're gonna go with. But I'll know for next time. Probably once a year before you start. The thought process is inside of here, if these were to seize up together, those two working edges that are your slip clutch, if they're to like rust together, then it would take more force to get them to slip than what it's rated for. And that is what protects your tractor and your tiller from damage if you were to hit something hard like a stump or a huge rock or something like that. Things that are under the ground. So we are ready to rock and roll when the time comes. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming along with me as I set up this tiller for the season. Get it ready to rock and roll. Hopefully you learned something from this. I did find out that the quick hitch would not be able to be used, and I also found out that without the quick hitch, I don't lift things very high. I don't know, it's off the ground a little ways. It might be interesting first time I put it on the trailer though, so that'll be interesting. And I did find the value of a quick hitch as opposed to using the 3-point to hook directly. It is way faster with a quick hitch. So I'm pretty happy with this tiller, but I do wish it was quick hitch compatible. This is a pretty heavy little unit though, so it should aid in some good ballast. So I don't know if I will be taking it off or leaving it on. We'll see after we run it for a while with it on there. Definitely run it through the spring with the tiller on the back just to help with ballast. And I'm thinking about having a little work done to my ballast box to make it a little bit better for my needs, like a receiver on it and maybe some legs on the bottom so I don't have to set it on something to disconnect it. So I have some welder friends. I have welded, but I don't want to try to tackle that quite yet. I don't have a welder. So there might be some changes coming on our ballast box. Kind of make it a little bit more like, I can't remember the name of what brand that is, but they have a receiver, 2-inch receiver on the bottom, so you can just put a ball in there and move a trailer or whatnot. It'd be good for the pickup box trailer when I'm in the wood yard. Just kind of dolly it around, and then also have the stands, possibly some casters. We'll see. I do have a open stall here in the garage now that I sold the side-by-side. I sold my Honda Pioneer. That's where I got the money for this tiller and the other thing that's coming. So anyway, I'm rambling on. I want to thank everybody for stopping in today. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe, because there's a lot more stuff coming just like this. And we're gonna put this tiller to use, and I'll bring you along for that as well. So until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.